Deep in the frozen wilderness of northern Canada lies Anjikuni Lake, a place so remote that even time seems to move slower there. Surrounded by endless snow, biting winds, and untouched ice, this lake once stood beside a small Inuit village that depended entirely on nature to survive. The people of this village were experienced hunters, skilled survivors who had lived on this land for generations. They knew the cold, they understood danger, and they never left without reason. Yet one winter in the 1930s, something impossible happened. When a traveler arrived at the lake, he found the village perfectly intact, food left on tables, weapons untouched, fires recently burned. But the people, every single one of them, had vanished. No signs of struggle, no trail leading away. Not even the dead were left behind. What force could make an entire community disappear overnight? This is the story of a village swallowed by silence, and a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Before the mystery, Anjikuni Lake was home to a small Inuit community that lived in harmony with one of the harshest environments on Earth. Life there was not easy, but it was familiar. The villagers hunted caribou, trapped animals for fur, and fished through the frozen lake. Their survival depended on discipline, experience, and deep knowledge of nature. Children learned early how to read the wind and snow. Elders shared stories beside warm fires, stories of spirits, storms, and respect for the land. Every movement had purpose. Every decision meant life or death. These people were not weak, nor careless. They were survivors, shaped by generations of Arctic living. Their homes were simple but strong, built to withstand brutal winters. Food was carefully stored. Tools were always ready. In such conditions, abandoning a village without preparation was unthinkable. No Inuit community would leave suddenly, especially in winter, unless faced with extreme danger. And yet, one winter night, something changed. Without warning, without explanation, the village that had endured nature's cruelty for decades was about to vanish, leaving behind only questions, silence, and fear. In the early 1930s, a fur trapper named Joe LaBelle traveled through the frozen wilderness on his usual route. He had visited the Anjikuni Lake village before and expected the same warm welcome, food, rest, and conversation before continuing his journey. As he approached the settlement, something felt wrong. There was no smoke rising from the chimneys, no dogs barking, no movement in the snow. The silence was heavier than the cold itself. When LaBelle entered the village, his unease turned into shock. The houses were still standing. Fires appeared, recently used. Meals were left half prepared, but there were no people. He searched every home, calling out, hoping someone would answer. No response, not a single soul. Even the sled dogs, usually vital to Inuit life, were found dead, starved, tied to their posts. Experienced hunters would never abandon their dogs. LaBelle noticed something even more disturbing. There were no footprints leading away from the village. Fresh snow covered the ground. Untouched, terrified, and confused, he left immediately to report what he had seen, knowing he had witnessed something that defied all logic. When authorities arrived at Anjikuni Lake, they expected to find a simple explanation, perhaps migration or natural disaster. Instead, the mystery deepened. Investigators confirmed what Joe LaBelle had reported. The village was completely abandoned, yet nothing suggested panic or violence. Valuable items were left behind. Weapons remained unused. Food supplies were untouched. It was as if the people had stood up and disappeared mid. The most disturbing discovery lay near the village graveyard. Several graves had been opened. The bodies that should have been inside were missing. No signs explained who opened them or why. For the Inuit, disturbing the dead was deeply taboo. This act alone suggested something unnatural or deeply frightening. Even more confusing, weather records showed no massive storm that could have forced evacuation, no evidence of famine, no signs of attack by animals or other tribes. Officials eventually labeled the case unexplained, but for those who saw the village with their own eyes, the word unexplained felt dangerously insufficient. Something had taken these people quietly, completely, and without leaving a trace. As news of Anjikuni Lake spread, theories began to emerge from every corner of the world. Some believed the villagers fled due to starvation or disease. Others suggested they followed migrating animals, but no tracks supported this idea. More chilling explanations soon took hold. Some spoke of ancient spirits, angered by broken traditions. Others whispered about strange lights in the sky, claiming UFOs had been seen near the lake. There were even stories of a powerful force beneath the ice, something that called the villagers away. Years later, historians questioned whether the original reports were exaggerated. Yet no evidence ever surfaced to disprove the disappearance. No remains were found. No survivors came forward. No official closure was given. Today, Anjikuni Lake remains quiet. No village stands beside it. No voices echo across the ice. Only wind, snow, and a mystery frozen in time, waiting for an answer that may never come. Today, Anjikuni Lake lies exactly where it always has, silent, frozen, and untouched. Snow continues to fall, covering the land again and again, as if nature itself is trying to erase what once happened there. No houses remain. No paths lead to the shore. And yet, the absence feels louder than any sound. Those who travel near the lake often describe an unsettling stillness, a feeling that they are not alone, even when nothing. The wind whispers across the ice, carrying echoes of a life that vanished without farewell. It is as if the land remembers what humanity has forgotten. The people of Anjikuni Lake were survivors. They understood danger, respected the cold, and honored their traditions. For them to disappear without warning, without struggle, without a single trace, challenges everything we believe about history and reason. Was it a natural disaster that left no scars? A human decision that was never recorded? Or something beyond understanding, something we are not meant to know? Decades have passed, yet the mystery remains frozen in time. No final report was ever written. No truth was ever uncovered. Only theories, questions, and silence. And perhaps that is the most frightening part, because some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They are meant to remind us how small we are, how fragile certainty can be, and how easily an entire world can vanish, leaving behind nothing but an empty lake, endless snow, and a question that still waits for an answer. What really happened at Anjikuni Lake?